Hi friends and welcome to another video of Just Being Honest. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Singapore Savings Bonds and the latest results that was just released on 27 July 3 p.m. So we will be going through some of the interesting facts that I found from the results and what are my personal allocation that was given from it. So just a recap of the latest Singapore savings bonds. So the latest bonds that was being released by the Singapore government was giving out an average returns of 3% over a 10 years period. And then the application actually ended on 26 July and the results was released on 27 July 3 p.m. So you can see that this was the application timeline and the results was released on 27 July after 3 p.m. And then those who are actually allocated the Singapore savings bonds, they will actually be issued the bonds into their account on 1st August. So for the results, which is shown in the yellow box at the middle, the total amount that is being applied for the Singapore savings bond is at 2.4 billion, and the total amount allotted was only 700 million. In the green box at the bottom, the quantity ceiling was at $9,000, which means that anybody who invests more than $9,000 for the Singapore savings bonds, they were only given either 9,000 or 9,500. And those who were given 9,500, this was based on random. So the maximum amount that one can actually get is either 9,000 or 9,500. So this is the savings bonds allotment results over the past period for this year from January onwards all the way to this period, which is July. So we can see that the Singapore savings bonds during the initial period from January all the way to May, the amount offered was actually more than the total amount applied. It means that the people during this period they felt that the interest rate at the point of time was not very enticing. So the amount of money that was being applied for the Singapore savings bonds was below the maximum offered. It was only until the uh, June Singapore savings bond that was being released, where the maximum offered amount was only 350 million, but then the total amount that was applied was 916 million. So you can see on the right hand side the table where there's this demand ratio, where I showed that from the issue date from those that is from January all the way to May, you can see that the demand ratio is less than one, which means that the it was not oversubscribed. It was only until the one that was in June onwards, then you can see that it was oversubscribed by 2.62, and then July became 2.2, and then the latest one, which will be given to the investors account from 1st August onwards, was 3.5. This shows that for every $1 of Singapore savings bonds, there was so-called $3.50 interested to be invested in it. And then looking at the last column, which is the estimated number of applicants, using the total applied divide by the quantity shielding, you can see that the so-called the estimated number of applicants actually increased over the months as the interest rate went up. So obviously, with higher interest rate, then more people will be likely to put their money into bonds as compared to other investments, since bonds are considered to be safer. And for the fact that this is Singapore savings bond, so it's considered to be very, very safe. So that's why as the interest rate went up, the number of applicants actually went up even higher as well. So based on the fact that the total applied was 2.4 billion, but the maximum offered was only 700 million. So this goes to shows that the excess amount of cash available in the market is can be seen as can be considered as 1.7 billion. So this means that in the market you actually have 1.7 billion dollars worth of Sing dollars that's inside the market, on the sideline that is waiting to be invested. So this goes to show that there's actually a lot of cash available in the market right now in Singapore. So for my personal allotment results, so for me, I actually put in $10,000 of cash and $2,000 of SRS amount, and I was only allocated $7,000 for cash and $2,000 for SRS. So this is as what was earlier indicated by the previous table, where the quantity ceiling is at 9,000. So I was only given the total amount of 9,000, where 7,000 is in cash and 2,000 was from my SRS account. So this is actually how the table actually looks like for the Singapore Savings Bond if you log into your account from Singapore Savings Bonds website. So this is where you'll be able to see a dashboard of how much you have in cash investment, how much you have in SRS investment for this Singapore Savings Bond. And the total amount that you can have in Singapore Savings Bond is at total of $200,000. And then at the bottom of this dashboard, you can see the upcoming interest payment where you can look at it on a monthly basis, and then you can also look at it from a yearly basis. So this helps investors who are investing in Singapore savings bonds to see what are the payout that you'll be getting on a monthly basis and on a yearly basis. So that's all for today's video about the latest update regarding the results from the Singapore savings bond for July. So for today's quote, what I have here is to share with everyone is every day brings new choices. So in everyday scenario, there's always new choices to be made. So whatever happened in the past is already in the past. You just have to look forward and make new choices for the new days ahead. So hope you learned something new from this video, and do remember to make smarter financial decisions every day. Have a great day ahead, and bye bye.